City volunteers provide food and comfort at the scene of a fishing boat on fire. We learn from nutritionists ways to choose zongzi for chronic disease patients. Welcome to DaAi Headlines. I'm Siri Su. Thank you for joining us. A fishing boat at Yanpu Harbor in Pingtung has caught a fire, and the fire has extended to other boats. The firefighters have been trying to put out the fire till night. Fortunately, no one was hurt. City volunteers immediately came to the scene to provide food, water, and comfort.
The boats got heavy smokes coming out. The Coast Guard saved 2 fishing workers who jumped into the water immediately. The sudden explosion had shocked everyone. All the personnel got on the shore right away. Although no one was hurt, the fire has reached the leftover oils on the boat and has affected other boats parting at the Yanpu Harbor.
At first, we just found that there's white smoke coming out. The extended burning might be due to the moving of the boat.
The fire continued to burn. The firefighters pulled out a whole line of water pipes on the shore, and the Coast Guard also mobilized ships to spray water. However, 10 boats have been burned by the fierce fire. Many boat owners rushed to the scene, but people's safety is much more important than properties. Many boat owners felt sad that their livelihood tool has been destroyed by fire. Volunteers gave them comfort. The boat owners pitied for the lost. The firefighters and Coast Guards have worked until the night.
The rescue team worked very hard, so we immediately mobilized volunteers to come care for them.
Volunteers prepare meal boxes, snacks, and beverages to give them sustenance. Fortunately, the fire was finally put off at night, and the incident is finally over.
In California, US City volunteers regularly hold a distributions in Huntington Park at Miles Avenue Elementary. But as the school was closed due to the epidemic, the distribution also stopped. Earlier this month, US City Headquarters and the Huntington Park City Government came together to hold a distribution for 1,000 families.
It's been 2 months since US City volunteers held an aid distribution for families in need at Miles Avenue Elementary.
This virus thing and all the economic crisis are affecting us, our families. I think Huntington Park is some place that really needs and deserves your help.
We have over 60% of our families have lost one or both breadwinners. We're also finding an increasing number of families who are ill with the COVID-19 virus. So today's event is of extreme importance to our community, and we are very grateful.
US Tzu Chi Headquarters is cooperating with 2 food banks and the local grocery store to make the event happen. In response to the recent events in the United States, the aid distribution has been changed to a drive-through pickup to avoid unnecessary contact.
There are 20 to 30 police helping us keep the peace and direct traffic. They also help plan the route. The middle school next door also allowed us onto their campus so the cars can queue up inside, and our event won't affect the neighbors around here.
Originally, the event was scheduled for 9 a.m., but families started lining up at 4 a.m., and the volunteers began the distribution an hour ahead of schedule.
I've not worked for nearly 3 months now, and honestly, life is a little difficult right now.
I want to say thank you guys for this. It's very helpful for people. Now, we're having hard times right now.
Each household receives 3 boxes of vegetables and dried goods, along with masks and other daily necessities. Thanks to the efforts of the volunteers and the local city council, in just 2.5 hours, 1,000 families received their needed goods.
I know during this challenge we're dealing in the world, we all got to come together. It's through challenges where you see the best of the human spirit. So I just want to say thank you to Tzu Chi and to everyone for coming together, to helping our families, and I know by working together we're going to get through this. Thank you very much.
Tzu Chi's love endures in this pandemic and will continue to be there for the people during difficult times.
Traditional Chinese medicine has proven to be effective in the treatment of COVID-19 in China. Taiwan also had a similar experience, with 22 cases discharged from the hospital after being treated with a combination of medicines. Many people hope that TCM and Western medicine will have more cooperation.
This medicine is from Tri-Service General Hospital and Taichung Tri-Service Hospital. We will store it in this -80-degree refrigerator.
These are all liquid medicines taken by patients with coronavirus. They were discharged from the hospital after being treated with Chinese and Western medicine. But why is Chinese medicine effective? This research team is helping decipher the code.
Coronavirus has a synaptic protein on it, which will bind to the ACE2 receptor on our lungs. It is uncertain which component will inhibit such binding. However, from experiments, it has been found that traditional Chinese medicine will have some effect.
Regardless of whether it is a single ingredient or a compound medicine, the traditional Chinese medicine can be analyzed and mapped out through technology.
Maybe the medicine we isolate can block the virus from entering our cell membrane, and maybe another medicine can block its RNA replication.
The research team has found that Western medicine can block the replication of the virus after entering the cell. The Chinese medicine can actually inhibit the binding of synaptic proteins to the cell before the virus enters the cell.
If it can be combined, its signal will climb up. If it doesn't combine, the signal will be low. So we can get from which extracts of traditional Chinese medicine, and we can know that this extract will indeed be associated with spike protein.
The research team also found that there are ingredients in traditional Chinese medicine that can inhibit the replication of viruses in cells.
It's very exciting and frankly quite surprising. Our traditional Chinese medicine actually surpassed all of the drugs currently developed internationally.
The reason why the research team in Taiwan is constantly striving to find a solution from traditional Chinese medicine is mainly because ever since the beginning of the outbreak, there have been continuous successful cases of Chinese and Western medicine. By the beginning of June, there have been 22 recovered cases. A total of 6 hospitals are willing to use Chinese and Western medicine for treatment. The earliest was Yanpu Christian Hospital, which successfully treated 6 cases. As more confirmed cases took place in the north, Taipei Tri-Service Hospital also delivered a beautiful result with 11 recovered cases. The director of the Traditional Chinese Medicine Department at Yanpu Christian Hospital was the first batch of TCM doctors in Taiwan to wear double gloves and enter the negative pressure isolation ward to diagnose the pulse of the patients.
The consultation by a traditional Chinese medicine doctor in the infectious department started on January 30th.
In terms of historical treatment of the plague, ancient civilization has a lot of successful experiences. That is to say, in fact, we already have lots of empirical medicine.
In this case, it infiltrated the lungs on February 15th. Here we see that basically his lesion has disappeared.
The most weird and scary thing for people is that their low respiratory tract after being discharged from the hospital has lung fibrosis and irreversible damage. At present, we have not seen this in patients treated by Chinese and Western medicine.
The TCM community said that it will continue to undertake scientific research and publish the results internationally.
Once the scientific methods of Western medicine are adopted, TCM will be more modernized. When TCM talks about empirical medicine, it will make everyone more willing to take it. I think this is the goal we are all striving for in the future.
I think there is a positive culture that allows TCM and Western physicians to work together on patient-centric care. We hope to contribute our own efforts in this international epidemic prevention.
By combining Chinese and Western medicine with patient-centered care, new breakthroughs in treatment of coronavirus can be discovered. This unprecedented cooperation is a blessing for the patients who will soon reap the benefits of closer cooperation across the larger medical community.
According to government statistics, more than 116,000 companies in Indonesia have fired employees. Therefore, these workers must find other means to make money.
Due to the spread of COVID-19, many companies and factories have stopped operations, impacting the labor workforce. Many laborers like Hartini have been fired.
Kita cukup-cukupin karena memang keadaan.
We save as much as possible because the economy is not good. If we buy whatever we desire, then it's definitely not enough. Originally, my husband had a job, but before the pandemic started, his employer disappeared and he hasn't gotten paid since October last year.
Di bulan Oktober itu nggak dikasih gitu.
Marcina FM is a community radio station aimed at raising women's rights. Since its broadcast every afternoon from 4 to 11, discussions on women equality are voiced. During the pandemic, many workers take to the air to voice their grievances at being fired or on unpaid leave, which have further made their lives more difficult. Marcina FM helps to provide useful information for the labor workers, while encouraging them not to give up hope despite having lost a job. The station is also holding a fundraiser to relieve the burden of those without jobs.
Jadi untuk teman-teman pekerja, untuk yang sudah dirumahkan,
we help one another. We see who around us needs assistance and find ways to help them.
During the epidemic prevention period, the global unemployment rate has significantly increased. In Indonesia alone, the number of those who are unemployed reached over 2 million. Adna Amid, a law professor as well as a labor observer, hopes businesses can still give their workers basic rights, such as severance pay according to their years of employment.
Bertanggung jawab secara langsung, artinya bahwa kondisi
the government must take up the responsibility under these circumstances and implement more policies to reduce taxes for businesses. I very much agree that labor insurance fees should be exempt in these past few months.
The law professor also agrees that the government should help those who have lost jobs due to pandemic causes should receive job placement priority, as well as aid assistance.
As Dragon Boat Festival is approaching, people tend to eat zongzi. Patients with chronic disease should be careful in choosing zongzi. For instance, patients with kidney disease should not eat whole grain zongzi. Patients with chronic disease cannot eat too much zongzi, as it could pose a health threat to them.
Around Dragon Boat Festival, I eat zongzi as a meal. I will eat 1 to 2 of them at once, so I can feel full. After eating them, I feel my digestion is poor.
Glutinous rice zongzi has high amount of starch and glycemic index, so diabetic patients must not eat them. Whole grain zongzi has high phosphorus and protein, so patients with kidney diseases should not eat too much of it.
Glutinous rice contains low water and its glycemic index is high. We suggest that patients with kidney disease eat zongzi made with regular white glutinous rice. Whole grain zongzi has high phosphorus and it contains red or mung beans.
Choosing healthy zongzi and eat at most 1 zongzi a day. One should also eat zongzi with vegetable or other food with high fiber to safeguard one's health. The Taichung City Police Headquarters has moved to a new office. So on Police Day, volunteers in Taichung joined together for the first time to send Ping'an zongzi to the police station.
Apples and zongzi, which symbolize peace and blessings, are being sent to the police officers.
These are handmade by our Tzu Chi volunteers who tie the zongzi one by one. We just want to send our heartfelt blessings to you. May all your wishes come true.
Not just festivals, volunteers usually give our police colleagues considerable support and encouragement.
It has been 15 years since the first delivery of Ping'an zongzi to the police station. In previous years, each district worked on their own to send zongzi to the local precinct or police station. This year, the Taichung City Police Headquarters moved to the new office. Volunteers from 5 districts cooperated together to deliver them.
There were 43 volunteers coming here to develop affinity, and we have sent out nearly 700 vegetarian zongzi.
满满的祝福哈。
这个钱不是要多，我希望大家能够。
You do not need to donate a huge amount of money. I hope everyone can donate whatever he can, passing on this great love forever.
将这份爱，大爱把它传下去。
In order to thank the volunteers for their long-term care, Li Jianxin, the commander of the Special Police Corps, put 14 combands in different offices to encourage police officers to donate, so that their good thoughts can be accumulated as much as possible.
In the United States, the volunteers continue to donate medical supplies and take the opportunity to promote vegetarianism. The volunteers are hosting a Million Vegetarian Pledge to Save the Earth campaign and have asked various hospitals for their support.
Boxes and boxes of personal protection equipment are being transported as they will be donated to 9 different hospitals. However, on the other side of the room, the fruit and veggie baskets are really today's main attraction.
Donating the PPE is mainly to protect the frontline healthcare workers, but we also saw that their lunch meals are often interrupted. Though there have been many organizations donating food to them, it was mainly meat-based, so we hoped to provide a vegetarian option for them.
When they picked up the PPEs, we also explained about our missions, which is also meaningful, and they were interested in listening to our information.
To gain more pledges to the Million Vegetarian Meals to Save a Planet campaign, US Tzu Chi volunteers set up a booth to spread the right messages.
If you pick the right kind of vegetables to eat, you can gain the vitamins, minerals, and plant proteins you need. Not only vegetables, but fruits and seeds or nuts can do the trick too.
To produce the same amount of calorie of meat, we use a lot more resource, water, and energy. So vegetarian diet is produce a lot more health.
Tzu Chi's campaign has the full support of this director.
You inspired me to become a vegetarian, and so at that time I pledged to take a vegetarian meal once a day. And so since then I have done that. We were relying upon people like yourself to donate the PPE, and with that donation, we realized that we also had to pay it forward in a different way.
Creating ripples of love from one kind act to the next.
Is a vegetarian diet nutritious enough? Shanghai City volunteers hosted a vegetarianism event and invited a nutritionist to answer people's questions.
Volunteers prepared the food ingredients to make the vegetarian lunch boxes. As role models, they made the dishes extra attentively.
Thanks to all of you for being willing to come here. We are going to customize dishes for you so you know that eating a vegetarian diet is very healthy.
Shanghai Tzu Chi volunteers hosted a vegetarianism event to clear the public's confusions about vegetarian diet. The first step is to learn how to cook delicious vegetarian dishes.
I'm the chef in my family, but I learned some skills to cook vegetarian dishes. The sisters have helped us to design a menu for us to practice right away. What's matter is that they have created a group for us so we can share information with each other.
Other than cooking skill classes, there's also a dietitian to share professional opinions on the vegetarian diet.
Many people didn't eat the vegetarian diet properly and didn't apply a scientific diet, so they still got some health issues. Therefore, I think that to promote the ways to eat a scientifically approved vegetarian diet is very important.
I've learned that every day we should eat at least a certain portion of vegetables. Now I understand that vegetarianism is good for our health.
Keeping a balanced diet and not adapting to a wrong diet is the best way to keep a healthy body condition.
Though the epidemic continued, city senior high schools in Hualien and Tainan hosted the graduation ceremonies. Let's join them and give good wishes to this year's graduating students.
The graduate class students and teachers of Tzu Chi Senior High School performed dance, sign language, and martial arts on the stage to bid farewell to the school and set off for the future. Graduate students are about to move forward to the next stage, the principal reminding them to keep good manners and moral standards on their life paths.
要受助理。
You must be polite and treat others with good manners and move forward with it. Be cautious means to follow the rules. Do your part and follow the principle. That's how you can resist the temptations out there.
颁发施工上人奖。
The honor of receiving the Master's Award means that the students not only perform well academically, but has also been serving others compassionately. They are everyone's role models.
感谢老师跟同学还有妈妈。
Thanks to my teachers and classmates, and my mom who took me to join Chi Chi. I will work harder to help others and learn to give.
The graduation is not an end but a new beginning. Students are about to fly high with everyone's blessing.
您不论是到哪一所学校，都能够将您
No matter which school you will attend in the future, you can always contribute what you have learned here. Hopefully, there will be a right path guiding you whenever you go.
非常正确的道路，一直不断的引导您。
Students have grown up in the school and will now fly to their future with a heart that will benefit the public and give back to society. Meanwhile, the graduation ceremony at Tainan's Tzu Chi Senior High School is small but warm. Wang Taiwei has attended the school since preschool to junior high. He's passionate to be a volunteer to clean the beach, serve at the hospital, and help others at his leisure time. The college freshman student Guo Xinlei transferred to Tainan Tzu Chi Elementary School 7 years ago, which has changed his life.
I was very naughty and my family hoped to change the environment for me. If now I'm studying in another school, then I might not even be going home often. I'm always joyful to be a volunteer. If I have ability to help others, then I will.
Hearing how the teachers and his classmates describe him, I really feel that he has changed a lot.
The teacher's teachings and the influence of his peer have become a great impact on him for him to become a good person.
Parents are all proud of their students' growth. These graduates will sure to continue to strengthen themselves and perform well in the future.
Tzu Chi's humanistic culture has cultivated these students to have core values. When they are adapting to the society, they won't go on the wrong path. This we are very confident.
This year is the 11th graduate class of Tzu Chi Senior High School. Although it's just a small part of the Tzu Chi education mission, but for Tainan people, we are grateful that Tzu Chi has brought goodness into our city.
Due to the COVID-19 epidemic, the graduation ceremony has gotten smaller this year. Some students participated in the ceremony online.
When the COVID-19 epidemic hits the second wave, it will be hard to control. Hopefully, you can bring the Chi Chi spirit to your universities and spread the great love. Also, remember to promote vegetarianism every day.
Students bid farewell to the school during the epidemic, and they will continue to practice a vegetarian diet wherever they go.
City volunteers in Gold Coast, Australia have been providing vegetarian meals to the homeless every Thursday since April. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for joining us. Goodbye.